Bonaduce, life coach. Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
It is Danny Bonaduce, life coach. Call right now or email at lifecoach@KZOK or dial me up at 1-800-252-1025. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let us talk to Chris in Shoreline. Good morning, Chris.
How goes it?
It goes well, thank you. How goes it with you?
Oh, pretty good. On my way to work.
All right, what can I do for you?
So, I met this girl, and we started hooking up. And a couple months into that, she offered me a job, and I was unhappy with my current job at the time. So, I took it, and so now I am sleeping with my boss. And I was wondering, in your experiences, if that's a good idea or not.
Nope, that's not a good idea. But having said that, it depends on what you want. What do you want? I mean, if you want to have some fun, you sound like a young man. If you want to have some fun and you know that this is going to blow up in your face, which it will, it's not going to break your heart or anything, then, fun is underrated. I think have some fun. But this will not end well.
All righty. Good to know.
It is good to know. How old are you? Do you mind me asking?
I'm 26.
26. And how old is she?
She's 27.
All right. You know what? In a year or so, somebody's going to start thinking of marriage. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, she seems more serious about it than I am.
Oh, shocker right there. Here's what's going to happen, man. Pretty soon you're going to be having fights with your girlfriend that turn into fights with your boss. So in the run, I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I've never heard sleeping with the boss working well except once. I got a phone call from somebody 10 years ago, maybe, that said, well, I was sleeping with my secretary before I could make fun of him and say, this is going to end so badly. I said, oh, we've been married 8 years now. So that guy worked out really well for that guy finally. But yeah, have all the fun in the world, Chris. You should. There's no law against it. But you called me up for my opinion, and my opinion is, honestly, this will end badly. But not that badly. You're healthy. It seemed when I said it, you just went, oh, so maybe you're going to get your feelings hurt. I don't think you should, but you might. But in the end result, it's going to end up going badly. It's going to go south on you, but I think nobody's going to get too hard on it. It's a bad idea to sleep with the boss, man. Good luck, Chris. Have fun.
800-252-1025. Call that number right now, this instant, if you have a question for the life coach.
Lucky kid.
Yeah.
800-252-1025 or email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Michael in Chicago, you're on with Danny.
Michael in Chicago, what's up, buddy?
Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sweetheart. What's up?
Not much. First off, I want to say we listen to your podcast. It makes road trips go amazing. We love the show, and it's awesome. So my question is this. I'm a teacher, and I have 2 job offers right now.
Right.
One of them is at a private school, and one of them is at a big district public school. And the difference in pay is about $12,000. I'd make $12K more in the public school, plus better benefits. The problem is the public school, the budget is all over the place. There's a chance I could get laid off. The private school, I wouldn't. So my question is this. Should I go for the more secure position, lose $12K and get less benefits, or go for the less secure position with the better pay, better benefits, better chance for advancement, et cetera?
Well, what makes one of them so much of a more chance for that it won't work out that well?
Well, I'd say one is the big district. If there are budget cuts, et cetera, if I'm, first one in, last one out, et cetera, as opposed to the private school, less likely to get laid off because...
Well, I'll tell you this, Michael, that I lived in Chicago for a while. I had a lovely time. It's a great place. But I have not heard wonderful things about the public school system in Chicago. Is there a very good chance that along with your benefits and things like that you could get shot?
That's true.
I mean, have you worked in the school system before, in the public school system?
Yeah, I have. They have metal detectors and all that, so stabbed maybe, not shot. Or
it's a sad statement, but maybe it says a lot about, do you want to work where even if they don't need them, they think they need them, metal detectors. On the other hand, are you a really good teacher? Do you care about molding the minds of youngsters, or do you just want to get paid?
I care about molding the minds of youngsters. I'm all about that. And the private school is actually a special needs school for kids, with different developmental and mental disabilities. But I'd be teaching 130 kids in public versus 30 in the private.
Well, you know what? You won me over where you can noticeably tell where you have made a difference with the private school because this is the special needs kids. I say my call is, and I appreciate that you asked because this is an important decision. I think you go for the private school, man.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Michael. And say hello to my friends in Chicago. We miss you.
And thanks for listening via podcast.
Nice.
The show is podcast, and it's filmed as well, and you can see all of that through Danny TV at KZOK.com. If you've got a question for a life coach, 800-252-1025. You can also email lifecoach at KZOK.com. Remember, if you need to lie about your name, change your name, call yourself anonymous, call yourself Becky, you can. Ryan in Seattle sent an email. Life coach, me, my wife, and my wife's sister were drinking Friday night.
This is going to go bad.
I went up to bed before them. They were both pretty drunk, and I told my wife to wake me up when she came to bed. Yeah. My wife's about 10 years older than me, and her sister is my age. I woke up to my wife's sister naked in bed saying that my wife had passed out on the couch. I didn't stop her, and I feel so guilty now, but I have to admit it was hot. How do I handle this?
Okay, you throw that right in the drunk and stupid category. You know what? That was okay with somebody. Everybody's, and I'll tell you what's going to happen, because I've lived through a couple of situations very close to that. Everybody's going to pretend that didn't happen. Nobody's going to look up and go, oh my God, let's discuss the fact that you had sex with me, or let's discuss the fact that you had sex with my sister. The more likelihood one who's going to speak is your wife, by the way, but she doesn't actually know what happened because she passed out on the couch. I'll tell you this, man. They were talking about it. They were being girls, and they were drunk, and they said, wouldn't it be funny if I went up there and got into bed? It'd be so funny. Look at my panties. Woo, woo, woo. That's what they talked about. And then she got in bed with you naked. You gave her exactly what she was asking for. She was asking for it, and you go back to bed. I'll tell you this. It's going to come up someday, but not today. Nobody's going to mention that today. Nobody wants to have that discussion. And the only way you'll have that discussion today is if somebody wants that to happen again. Otherwise, you're going to hear about that in a month to a year when somebody gets mad and brings it up. That's probably your wife on this. The sister's down with it. She was very happy to do that. The wife's going to be brooding a little bit because you could have said no and you didn't. But in the meantime, rest assured, nobody's going to mention that. Everybody's going to pretend that didn't happen. And you're the victim there. Know that, mister. You're the victim there when this does come up and they go, hey, wait. That's you. They took advantage of you. You went to bed drunk. You woke up, your head spinning. There's a naked girl. You couldn't tell that wasn't your wife. My God, that happened to you. You should have called the police and tell them that.
800-252-1025. That's the number to get through to Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. With any kind of problem you have, he can help you. Just make the call. You can also email lifecoach at KZOK.com. Anthony on Mercer Island writes, my wife has suddenly changed in the last year. She was always so thoughtful, happy, and loving, and now she just seems to be unhappy all of the time. I keep asking her if everything is okay, and she says everything's fine. How do I find out how she's really feeling? Nothing changed since a year ago, so I'm at a loss as to what caused this. I think she may have fallen into a depression for some reason. How do you help someone suffering from depression?
Well, the first thing you do, you're doing the right thing. You're talking about it. You're saying what's bothering you. It's not you. If it was you, you'd be hearing all about it. Because remember, you have old behaviors to judge by. If you did something wrong, if you did something to bring this on, she'd be all over you and talking about this. The same if she did it to you, you'd be telling her. So this is not you. That's the main thing I'm betting on. I'm betting on her work. That's my number one call on this. This has to do with her job and not you. And number two, a health issue, and not necessarily her own, somebody in her family. But this has, I'm not going to say nothing to do with you because it's your wife, but this is a job problem or a family problem or a health issue. And I think, sure enough, when she needs actual assistance, when she can't bear that burden alone anymore, she will come to you and talk to you, and she'll remember, hey, that's my husband. It's time to talk to him because I need some help with this. But remember, the first thing you can do is realize that's not you. If it was you, you would know. You have your marriage and the history to judge by. You didn't bring this on. Something is happening to her, and I'm going to go first and foremost, her job. Second, somebody in her family might be ill, but it's not you, and it will work itself out. Hey, thanks for the email. I appreciate it.
If you've got a question for the Life Coach, call right now, 800-252-1025, or email lifecoach at KZOK.com. Sierra in Seattle writes, I'm 23 years old. I've been dating the same guy since high school. We're engaged and plan on getting married in the fall. I'm very happy and very much in love. A few of my friends think it's a mistake to marry the only person I've ever been with. What do you think? Am I making a mistake?
I don't think you're making a mistake. It's a lovely story, marrying the only guy you've ever loved. That's lovely. But there is a distinct possibility, and when I say distinct, I mean it, that a couple of years into this marriage, say 4 years, when you crack 31 years old, and you're right around the street from there, 23, right? Mm-hmm. 23 years old, the wedding's going to be in a year or so, 24, 25, and then 5 or 6 years when you're 31 years old, I promise you this, and I don't want to make you nervous, because I'm not saying you can't marry this guy, but I promise you this, you're going to wake up in your very early 30s and go, are you kidding me? This is my life experience that I got. I married the guy from, you ready for it? 10th grade. You're going to be marrying the guy from 10th grade, and all of a sudden you're 32 years old and you're going, what the hell was I thinking? Not that you don't love him. It's my opinion that you should experience everything there is to experience. I don't think necessarily need to break up with this guy, but you asked my opinion, and my opinion is that you should go out and have a little fun and not play the field. That's just weird. But have your life, and life exists of mistakes and problems and wonderful nights out and Saturday nights and a person asks you for a date, a vacation to Europe or Hawaii where some interesting thing happens, and then you go, hey, I'd like to get married now. That fun weekend in Hawaii or whatever I did with that guy from that camp, that was weird. I better get married now. But yeah, it's my opinion that you should have some more experiences before you get married. Some people could say you could have them after you're married, depending on the rules of your marriage. But I would say get some more experience in. But if you, at the end of the day, follow your heart. If you love this guy, he's the right guy for you if you're positive that you love him.
I mean, isn't it funny? Back in the olden days, that was normal.
Oh, in the olden days, yeah. They'd be old. They'd be middle-aged in the olden days.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who, their parents or they have been married for 50 years and they're happy, high school sweethearts.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to base my decision on one person, but I was with one girl. I was her first, as well as I know about. My girlfriend, Vanessa. And we broke up. And she started dating a friend of mine, and he got very serious with her, and all of a sudden, she went crazy and just started sleeping with everybody who would hold down long enough, and it was because, hey, I believe I deserve a little more experience. So I would say if it's the only guy you've ever, it's sweet, but life is a long time, and you're going to wake up 30 years old, so you should do something about that now.
Casey in Seattle writes, Life coach, my 17-year-old son caused a minor car accident that supposedly injured another person in the car. Her car just had bumper damage, and she said she was okay. But then we got a call from the insurance company a week later saying now she's got a back problem due to the accident. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid of being sued, losing everything, etc. Am I being paranoid for no reason?
No, you're not being paranoid for no reason. You're paranoid, and I'll try to get you out of this, but you're being paranoid for all the right reasons. She's lying. She's lying. There's a couple of bumps on the car. She said, oh, no, I'm okay, thank God. I don't even know if we need to call the insurance companies. She got home and thought better of this. I can get money for this. So she's not going to just go for the pain and suffering of a real, a sore neck or something. She's coming after you. But I believe that you're insured. People get the mistake of they're suing me, I'll be ruined. You won't be ruined. Your premium will go up. That's all. They're going to sue your insurance company, not you. So don't worry too much. But you should know if you're thinking, because you didn't say it. You didn't say this person's lying. You said this. She was fine at the accident site, and there's almost no damage to the car. You know why that is? Because she's lying. Somebody told her that she could get money for this, and it's always their back. So let her sue, stick to the truth. You cannot go wrong with the truth. Stick to the truth, and let her go after your insurance company. Because remember, your insurance company's got their sharks, just like her insurance company had their sharks. You're going to be all right in this. Let her sue, but keep your eye on this person. She's not she's no friend for you. She's absolutely no friend. And when insurance people are involved, the lawyers get going, anything can happen. The good news is you're insured, and this has very little to do with you. So let them go sue and go crazy now. Hey, thank you. That's all the time we have for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.